I don't think I have found my soulmate yet. I've been in lust with somebody as lust. You know, I have love for you, but I've never really been in love. Maybe my last relationship was just like comfortability. We were together for 4 years, and he's my first like real relationship. Wow. So it wasn't. I haven't found anything serious.
Okay,
so
sure.
Yeah. That's it.
Question:
Yeah.
You just how long have you been out of that relationship?
3 years, like 3 years.
Oh, so it's been a minute. Okay, so
it's been a minute.
If you could like prioritize or rank in order, like what were the top 3 things that you did coming out of that relationship to like have love come to you, or like just to recover from like the trauma of breaking up? What'd you do?
I really focused more on the music because when I was in that relationship, I just want to be with him. I'm like, you know what? I'll skip studio today. I'll just chill in the crib. You know, we could go on a date or something. But I got into it myself, meditating. You know, I have a lot of unhealed trauma that I'm dealing with still. And I think that it's a process every single day.
But you know, it's crazy. Like, I just feel like a lot of people, right, when they leave a relationship and they just feel like they're going through a deep depression. You know, they just feel like, oh, that was my soulmate. That was the only man out there for me. That was the only woman out there for me. And this is where you really get it messed up at, because I just feel like there's more than one soulmate. Like, every time I leave a breakup, I'm like, oh my God, that was the only dude I was meant to be with. And 6 months or a year later, I'm here, you know, I'm finding somebody else. So for you to sit there and think like, oh, that's the person that you was with was the only person that you're supposed to be with is bullshit. Because if that was the only person you were supposed to be with, he would have been there, she would have been there right now. If she or he not here right now, it's for a reason. That's not your soulmate. It's just another person you bounced on.
I agree. Things do happen, right? But like, I personally believe that when you value yourself, you allow yourself to never have to fall off. Right? See, people get into a position and then they try to find a solution instead of working backwards and just finding a preventative skill. Now, if you stay hot, you stay, you know, in the gym. I was dating Danny for 5 years. I never missed the gym, right? I stay on top of myself. I stay on top of my business. My business is growing. My status is growing. My fitness and my health is growing. Everything about me is growing. So then like, when me and you don't work out, I don't close mind myself to my last relationship. Now I don't have to let go because I gave everything I possibly could at that moment in that relationship to myself and to that person, right? So then moving forward is a lot easier of a process. And now, yeah, I do agree with Danny, right? There are, I believe, multiple soulmates. But now when you keep a soulmate is, I believe, is here when you are at your self. When you are not yourself, a soulmate cannot find you. You know what I'm saying? When I have invested myself into something and I have lost myself, I have now blocked myself from my soulmate identifying who I am. So when you keep yourself, no matter if your relationships do fail, your soulmate, your next soulmate, and this is my opinion, is able to identify and see you and seek you.
This is all really poetic, but I'm gonna be real. Like, I think the best way to get over somebody after a breakup is with somebody else. Whether it's somebody you gonna go to the gym with,
That's how
somebody
I do it.
you gonna go like have dinner with, somebody you're gonna go on vacations with, somebody you just having sex with on the side, but it's literally somebody to hang out with.
On a positive tip.
One, I think you need to be honest about what your intentions are. You know, don't make it seem like you want to be in a relationship with this person. You're just enjoying the moment. You're enjoying time and you're enjoying spending time with them. But it's a distraction from what's going on mentally. It's a distraction from the trauma that you experience in the breakup. Like it's a distraction from whatever mentally you go through with a breakup. Again, everybody's not gonna agree with me, but I'm sorry. Like the best way to get for Aaron Campbell, the best way to get over somebody is with somebody else.
But Aaron, you gotta also think about.
It has nothing to do with value.
That's actually complete left from.
I think you have to be honest. I think you have to be honest.
You just came out of a breakup and you fucking.
It doesn't have to be sex.
No, it doesn't have to be
No,
sex.
but she said for Aaron getting.
You did add sex.
Yeah, among 5 other things.
Yeah, but working out in the gym, that's cute. That's cute. You know, going to eat, that's cute. But you're fucking, we're sharing a soul. We're having a soul tie.
I just want to ask you a serious question, right? Maybe 2 or 3 questions. have you ever gotten over, and we're speaking about Aaron,
Absolutely.
right? Have you ever gotten over, I'm just gonna say the obvious, ex relationship by jumping into a new relationship?
I didn't say get into a relationship. I said
He's asking a question.
no. Let me clarify. I didn't say a relationship. I said finding you somebody that is going to be on the same page with you as far as spending time, enjoying the moment, that sort of thing. And yes,
So
I, Aaron
situationship.
Campbell, or whatever you want to call it, I, Aaron Campbell, have left one relationship and got into a situation with somebody else.
And you
And
didn't
that helped you get over the previous.
Absolutely.
Now, do you understand that that is not typically the outcome for most people that do that?
Because I think most people are
And to
not
find
honest. They're not honest about what their intentions are. The thing is that they jump into another relationship versus being honest with the person saying, look, I just got a relationship. I don't want anything serious. I just want to hang out. I want to vibe. Again, I know it's probably not a popular thing to say, but in my experience, I feel like if you are honest with the next person you're with after you're breaking up in your relationship, let them know, like, look, I just got a relationship. I don't want anything serious. I want someone to hang out with. I want somebody to go on vacations with. I want somebody to like chill with. I want somebody to go, if you like bike riding, museums, stuff like that. You just want to hang out. And the thing is that we all do these things. I mean, yes, you may be having sex with them, but that's just a byproduct of being attracted to somebody, you know, or a byproduct of like, you know, being with somebody that's hot.
So,
Like you say.
So let me ask you this question, right? Because now I'm thinking just realistically based on your statement, right? If you just get out of a relationship, right? And I want to just use a more concrete narrative and say it was a relationship that you weren't happy in and, you know, there was no like craziness in it. I know somebody might try to input that. But we're just going to say like it was just a bad relationship. You finally got out. You guys were dating for 10 years. Maybe 5, right? And now you get out of that 5-year relationship and you find Oliver. And Oliver likes to bike like you. He likes to do the same little things that you do. And realistically, after 5 years of devoting yourself to somebody, and then you find somebody else who finally has the same interests and hobbies as you do, you understand how easy it is to fall back into the same cycle over and over again.
I agree with you. But I also think you have to be accountable for your actions. So you have to exercise some sort of self-discipline to be like, you know what? I understand this is a fresh wound. I understand that I need me time and I don't need to like give of myself so much, you know, in like I did in the last relationship. So I think if you just be disciplined and I'm losing my thought. If you're disciplined about going into that situationship and you're like, look, this is strictly what it is, then you won't find yourself
But
trying
do you find yourself playing with fire?
But what if but what if you dodged the bullet getting out of that relationship and
That's
you're
why I
ready, you're not wounded, you're like, you know what? I'm ready right now.
Thank God.
Right? Like, thank God.
But that's why I didn't. That's why I kind of like tried to nip that in the bud.
Been there, done that, right? I always do that. I always jump into something new when I, end a relationship. But it's like I'm going in there with the intentions of, okay, well, I just got out of a relationship. I don't want anything serious, but I feel like I'm fooling myself or trying to fool him saying that, because I know that spending that much time and doing everything that you said, especially if we're going on vacation together, yeah, you're my man.
That's toxic.
You're about to be my man. And that's my
toxic, yeah.
intentions after that.
Very toxic.
I'm going to go into it so he doesn't think that I'm some damaged girl looking for.
But that's you knowing yourself. That's the thing. You know yourself, so you can't
But also,
move
guys
like that.
don't like that. They don't want to even think about taking someone seriously after they just got out of a relationship because they just feel like they're a rebound. So it's just like, okay, I'm gonna just play it cool. It's really nothing. I'm not looking for anything anything serious. Like, we could just hang out. We could just do that. But in all intentions, I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna see how far I can get this nigga. And yeah, that's gonna be my man.
But at the end of the day, I feel like everybody's different. and every relationship is different.
Right.
You know, some relationship you're so attached to it, and some relationship you really just don't care. You just don't give a fuck. Like after the breakup, the next day you out with a different dude is all about. It's different for different people. Like you might like to, you know, get with somebody and have a situation after a breakup. Like for me, after I'm done messing with somebody, if I was really into you, I don't want to be touched. I don't want to hang out with nobody. I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm mad. Like that's me. Like after a breakup, I don't want to talk to nobody. Don't touch me. Don't do none of that. Like after a breakup, you're gonna see my ass in the gym. You're gonna see my eyes
You
working.
could be mad, but also have a plan. Cause I cookie jar.
Yeah.
So even when I know that my relationship is coming to an end, if I know that I'm about to end this shit in the next week, I know who I'm hitting up as soon as that's done.
But that's what I'm saying. I cookie jar when I don't care. When I care, I just like.
Yeah, but you guys,
Isn't this about finding love after a
Yeah,
breakup?
but you gotta know what the issue was in the relationship. If the issue was that you couldn't hit it right, or you couldn't give head right, or whatever, yeah, you gotta work on that.
I think that it doesn't matter because you got to also realize that, see, I know that there's been times where I've dated a girl and she came in with the same dumb ass mentality, like my sex game is popping, I do this and I do that and da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da. But that only worked for the nigga that you was with for 2 years prior to me. And guess what? The sex was probably I'm not saying that their sex wasn't popping. Maybe you can't go into the next relationship thinking the same way that you please that person is going to please this person. So whether or not it is a problem in your relationship, yeah, you need to go out there, you need to explore, you need to do some practice, you need to get somebody who's going to teach you, put you under the wing a little bit. Hey, look, move your head over here and lick the pussy over there a little bit and then come back to the right. You need to have somebody that's going to guide you and teach you so when you do get to that next relationship, you are a solid in the bedroom.
Okay, but Rico, I'm gonna ask you this question, right? When you're in a relationship, when the relationship is over, you know what caused the breakup. Sometimes it's just not sex. Sometimes the sex was amazing, but the person was crazy, or the sex was amazing. You know what the issue is.
And it's gonna sound poetic, but I'm gonna go there. It's your mentality, it's your mental. So we're talking about sexual market value, right? So I do agree with Danny at some point saying that, it could not be the sex. I feel it's a mental thing. So going back to when I mean mentally, like, all right, me and Aaron broke up. I'm going over all the things. So I'm
Trust me.
Yeah, I mean, I broke up with you, you left me, whatever, but I'm sticking on the sex thing. My mental has to be right. Because if you're not right mentally, you ain't gonna perform. For us men, it's like, it starts with here and then it trickles to here. For most of us men. So if I don't have the but let me go. But if I don't have the confidence in myself, right? If I'm not over certain things, my market value will be low. I have to build myself confident. I have to tell myself I'm sexy. I have to tell myself, you know what? My sex probably wasn't good for her, but it's gonna be next for the right person. So it's a mental, it's a mindset. Because physical, yes. Getting your money up, yes. Learning how to suck dick, do backflips, all of that, spit on it.
It's teachable.
But the mindset, some things you just have to go through yourself and accountability. So that's gonna add to my sexual market value.
Because I feel like a lot of us feel like we're good people. We do good things in our relationships. So you just have to be with the person who appreciates that. So this is the thing, your relationship has to be complementary. If you say, I tell my girlfriend I want to pick her up, I want to take her out to dinner, I want to do this, that, and the other. You have to be with a person that actually wants that, a person that actually appreciates that, because clearly the person prior did not. That's not a part of that value system. That's not what they value. That's not what was important to them. So I think so that you, and it's probably hard to wrap your mind around that, but you have to continue believing in who you are and having confidence in who you are. You have a decision. You have a decision to wallow in your shit, or you have a decision to understand who you are and what you offer and find somebody who is complimentary to that. Somebody who understands that. Somebody who values what you have to give.
This is what I'm going to say.
Okay, go ahead.
If I had to talk to somebody, right? And actually, I kind of just had this talk with somebody before it even happened because I seen it happening. And I told him, I said, you love your girl too much. You love your girl too much.
What's too much?
To the point where you're so invested, you could forget who you are.
It's just not a good thing.
Which once you get so invested into anybody that you forget who you are, you end up in the lost world once it goes south. And it will go south.
So how do they get out of that?
But what I'm saying, the only thing you could do when that happens is just like that analogy when you break your leg, right? You have to go to therapy, but forget the therapy. Guess what? You need to take time. No, forget all that mental. You need time. We got Rashawn here who is still healing, quote unquote. You need time. Everybody's time frame is different. It may take my leg a year to heal. It may take yours 6 months. But jumping into a next relationship is, my opinion, terrible advice.
I agree.
Trying to go do anything that's not focusing on rebuilding yourself or rebuilding that leg is terrible advice.
But it has to be your mental.
I'm just saying that
It's your mental.
I'm
I'm
just
validated
hold
enough
on.
athletes to
One
know.
thing.
Hold on.
It's in your mind. You can do all the
Hold on,
rehab
Danny.
you want on your
Hold on,
leg.
Danny.
If you're not mentally tough and here and know who you are and know what you bring to the table and know what your opportunities are after that injury, it's all here.
Yeah, but I'm an athlete. I've been an athlete, and I'm gonna tell you, every athlete that
dated enough to know.
listen, that's cool. I was in the locker room with them. When you tear your ACL, they could pull ahead and pump their chest and put their arms out and say I'm strong. But in the back of their mind, I might not be able to make that same plant once I can stand on my leg. My whole life and my whole career is in shambles because once this heals, I think I'm gonna be okay.
what Aaron
But
said-
when you go and you run, because it's different when you think it. It's another when you try it. You can't stand the same way that you stand. You can't run and move the same way that you move in the dating aspect or in the actual healing of your body.
I
aspect.
agree, but I think what Erin is saying is that besides, she's not saying just telling yourself you're strong, like really going inside and out and really like picking apart. That's what she's saying. That's why she's saying it's a
You have to
mindset.
rehabilitate your mind.
I get
as
that.
I'm
well
wrong
as-
with, I think both can work. But what you want to say, Amanda?
Exactly. I just wanted to say, if giving someone advice, especially if they needed to be uplifted after a breakup,
Tight.
It's a
this is how
mindset,
true
Rico.
it is. I feel like telling them that they love their girl too much is not the
Yeah.
right advice.
Wait, I would
Because-
never say that, personally. I never said that.
What,
You said that?
you said
said-
you love
Yes,
your girl
you did.
too much.
You did
I
say that,
said
bro.
telling a girl that they love them too much. I mean, I
No,
thought you
telling
said-
the guy.
You said you did say
You
that.
said you would
yeah.
tell the guy that
she
you
said
love
that's
the
not good
girl too
advice.
much, and that's not good advice. Because any guy that needs to be uplifted after a breakup and to learn his self-worth, you need to uplift him. You need to let him understand that loving someone as much as he did, everything that he did for that person is what he needed to do. That wasn't loving
It
someone
wasn't
too
what
much.
he needed
Someone,
to do because it still was wrong.
no, it was for the wrong girl.
All right.
Maybe it was for the wrong
Okay.
person. Like Aaron said, you need to
Yeah.
find someone that's going to appreciate all of those things.
Yo, but
You
you
see-
don't understand when you put all your eggs in one basket and that basket breaks, it's not easy to just sit here and think that you could just walk around and put all your eggs in the same basket
But
again.
that doesn't mean
Rico-
going around loving someone
No.
how you don't want to love them.
No,
if
it
that's
means-
already in that person
Y'all
to
both
love the
have
way
good
he wants
viewpoints.
to
Y'all
love,
go both of y'all.
I mean, this is my whole thing. Love is never too much for the right person.
Yes.
You know, like
That's the person that doesn't leave you.
okay, when it comes to love or all that, I believe it's not you, it's them. You know, if you're giving out a lot of love and you're not receiving it back, you're just giving your love to the wrong person. And there is such thing. I might be ready for a certain level of love and intimacy, and that person is not there.
give it to
you know, you can't give something to somebody that don't want it. I can't give you gold if you don't know what gold is. You're just gonna throw it away. You know
I
what
was
I'm saying?
always taught to love slow.
That was a great analogy.
Exactly.
I was always taught.
No, but that's real stuff.
No, I agree.
Like,
we
how
agree
you
with
gonna
you.
like, you know?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Can we talk about how men in society are looked upon as weak because they want to vent and they're heartbroken and stuff like that? So I feel like,
do this all night. Go ahead.
yeah, I'm cool when a woman is crying about it, but when a man is trying to heal, we're like, you a man, you're not supposed to cry about that. Get over it tomorrow.
I cry.
But and then he has that in his mind, and then he's entering these situationships and relationships
And never heals.
messing up the girls. I think it's important for a man to be vulnerable. It doesn't make you less of a man to cry or tell me why you're like this. Like, I know society deems you as weak, but that don't make you weak. I feel like if we could talk about it and I could help you through it, we could be bigger and we could be better. Literally.
I agree. I've been saying this on set for years, been saying this before this. Like, it doesn't, just because I say I cry, I'm hurt, I'm jealous, I'm bothered by something doesn't make me less of a man. And I'm pushing a narrative that the more you speak, the more your relationship will be healthier. And you probably could avoid a breakup so you don't have to find love. Just talk, just communicate with your partner like, look, I am bothered by this. I didn't like your tone with this. Doesn't make me less of a man. And Rico, I understand you opposite, but really you think there's a problem you telling your girl, like, yo, I'm bothered by this, I'm hurt, or I'm broke, whatever it is, whatever, like, be honest.
I think as a man, you need to pick your battles well.
How so?
It's like, for example, you can't be nitpicking and whining. This is my opinion. As a man, you need to pick your battles well. If you want to break down because you've been trying at something and maybe finally your job just fired you, you don't know how you're going to rebound and take care of the house, and you break down, that's okay. But when I'm politely talking to you about your tone and Oliver's scenario and trying to tell you how to talk to me, and you continuously do it, and now I have an issue, that's not a battle that I'm gonna fight, because you just don't have the respect for me. So as a man, you need to pick your battles. Also, on the flip end, when it comes to crying and showing emotions, you need to pick your battles. We are in, this is my opinion, ladies, we are in a time frame where a woman is quick to exploit a man and try to make him look publicly weak.